Some big news this week means we're talking about the right moment to stop. Stop spending, stop crashing, just knowing when to stop.
And this guy came to a pretty abrupt stop.
Oh.
Got some amazing flatland skills, plus a Lyle bikes with a new angle on rear mechs.
It's all coming up on the Dirt Shed Show. Yes, welcome to this week's show with me, Martyn Ashton, and who's this guy?
I'm Neil Donoghue. Hello, Martyn.
Hello, how are you?
All right, good, thanks. You?
Yes, very good. I'm quite excited by this news that Brett Reeder, it's big news actually, has retired from competition. Now, if you don't know who Brett Reeder is, he's one of the very best mountain bikers in the world, slopestyle rider, and he won Rampage, Red Bull Rampage, at the end of last year, which is like the big... It's the pinnacle moment of the slopestyle season.
It's the biggest thing in freeride, isn't it? And he is a great rider to watch, one of my favourites, super smooth, just reminds me of this whole situation of Brandon Semenick, who stepped away when he was still at the top. So it's pretty bold. Not many people do this. They say, right, that was it, might drop.
Yeah, well, most people, you don't hear that they've retired because they've sort of flitted out. The results did it for them, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe they drag it on a bit too long sometimes, and they kind of get the paychecks, but they're not necessarily kind of delivering, I suppose.
Yeah, and it begs that question, doesn't it? Finding the right moment to stop in lots of things, but at this moment we're talking about pro riding. Because you can go on too long. There are riders that I guess maybe all of us think, well, that's one crash too many. You need to stop. There's riders who are really pushing it. Like Brooke McDonald jumps to mind because he pushes it. Yeah,
I would say most riders don't really get to choose. Most of them just can't get a ride. They want to carry on and then they don't get the chance to carry on.
Yeah.
There's these very few of the best that go, I decide what I'm doing and when I'm doing it.
It's in their hands. And it's really interesting. You've got quite a funny story about how you feel like you stopped at the top, but maybe not by choice.
I wasn't at the top, but I would like to have carried on, and I lost my ride really late in the year, so it was too late to get another good ride, and that was it. Although I won the last British National I raced, I was like, I don't want to stop. I was like late 20s, I guess. And
that's quite cool, though, to be able to say you won your last race.
Well, yeah, I suppose.
The last comp I rode, I came about 58th. Terrible.
I did sort of try and make a comeback, but it never really happened. And because it was all about trying to make a living, I came back just trying to do it with a bit, on a shoestring, and it really wasn't quite the same.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? But let's pivot this, okay, right? Of knowing when to stop, okay? So Brett's done it. I think he's nailed it. Like I said, might drop. But how do we know when to stop on things like, in mountain biking at the moment, for one, spending? Like, how do you stop spending? When do you know when you've got enough?
There's some people that don't seem to have these. They just will spend, if they got it, they'll spend it. Not everyone's the same. I know plenty of people who will just be a bit wiser about their spending.
Yeah.
My rule for this, if it's over what you're bringing in a month, then it's serious. You've got to have a serious think about if you need that thing. Because that's a big chunk of cash.
That is a really good way to think of it. Neil, where were you my whole life?
But even if it's half of that, you've got to think, especially if you've got kids, if you've got responsibilities.
The thing is with a mountain bike and all of the gubbins that comes with it now, you can really drop a chunk of change on it.
You can buy bikes on finance. You've always been able to do that, It costs you a little bit a month, but for how long are you going to do that? And you're going to buy a car and your mortgage and a bike, everything becomes a monthly expense.
It can add up. And I always think when you're buying if you're buying a bike on monthly finance, you can calculate the cost, but that bike is going to have a cost as well.
Yeah.
Like the parts are going to break, you're going to add things. So it isn't that monthly amount. So you've got to really think about where to go with the spending and try not to go too far. What about, no, I definitely failed at this one. Knowing when to stop because you're crashing too much. How do we stop crashing?
It's difficult, isn't it? I've thought about it recently a little bit when I'm 41 now, and I've done a few videos and I'm like, this is a bit daft. I could quite easily break my ankle doing this, and then I'm a bit too old. Why would I do that? Why am I risking that to break an ankle? Yeah. Whereas 5 years ago, I wouldn't have thought that. I'd be like, I'm just doing it.
If me and you were to get our crash list out, an injury list, we're probably the worst people to be answering this question.
Exactly, we should have stopped.
Yeah, we definitely are the example of not stopping soon enough. But I always think like this, if you're out on a ride and you've had a big crash, don't have two. If you've had a big crash, let it settle you down. Don't try and prove the world wrong by giving it another go. There's always another day.
I generally...
and just chill.
If I've had a big crash, I just feel like I want to go home. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've had enough today. I don't want to ride that bike anymore. I'm sick of that bike.
You've got to be careful because it really can take you out. So one crash, stop, okay? What about races? Any races you can think that should have stopped?
That's a bit harsh, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think I sort of wonder, like, do riders really stop being at the top of the sport now? We've got someone like Rob Warner, who is become a bigger name in mountain biking than he ever was when he was mountain biking, and he's probably got more sponsorship deals than he's ever had in his life, which is great.
Yeah.
But it begs the question, does anyone ever stop?
Doesn't need to. When I was a pro, and that's going back a little while now, there kind of was a time limit because there wasn't much else. You could do magazine stuff, but there was a limited amount of that. Now, the influencer sphere, or whatever you want to call it, is
Blake Sampsons.
You're helping sell bikes, so people want to sponsor you, and that just seems to continue, especially with e-bikes, because you can ride.
Yeah, e-bikes gives you another life. So yeah, maybe you never stop. I don't know. Let us know in the comment section down below. When is the right time to stop out on a ride? When is the time to stop spending? Have you got a limit that you think, I can't go past that? A yearly budget maybe? Or maybe let us know any riders you think should have stopped or shouldn't have stopped. Get involved in the comment section down below. I love reading it. I'll be in there reading what you've got to say after this show. And yeah, we'll look forward to seeing what you've got to say. Right, time for a little bit of a quiz. Okay, quiz time. Now, Specialised Gravity teammates Loic Bruni and Finn Isles, they were born in which years? And you've got to get both years. This is hard.
Yes.
I can hear Neil's brain ticking.
Bruni's got to be early 90s, 93?
I'm not telling you yet. Josh, you got any guesses?
93.
93, right. I'll let you know after the news.
What's up, everybody? It's been a huge week in the world of mountain biking with some massive announcements. There's been a bunch of additions to the Canyon Collective, including last year's EWS champion, Jesse Melamed. Take a close look at the Spectral he's riding in the launch video, and you may notice a few unreleased little Easter eggs from the SRAM product pipeline. Let me know if you see any. Joining the FMD branch of the collective, Ollie Zwar will be looking to keep some of the excellent momentum he built from the Union team last year, and 20-year-old US downhiller Dante Silva also joins the big collective roster. Another big team launch, the YT Mob, are officially back, grouping all of their athletes under the Mob title once again and launching an enduro wing featuring big hitters only. Jack Moyer, Christian Textor, and Casper Woolley will be representing YT at the EDR next year. Two new teams at the cross country too. After 11 years away, Lapierre will be fielding a team with some big names this year. As you may have seen in one of our latest videos, Andy Last is on the team, joined by Marlene Dagan, Sebastian Finney Carstensen, and more. BMC has launched their new team too, featuring Jordan Saru, Tituan Caro, and more. A few new team sponsors there, including Assos Clothing, Olin Suspension, and Pirelli Tyres, who seem to be on a bit of a push right now, announcing that they'll also be on Trek factory racing bikes this year too. A couple of noteworthy individual changes too. Louise Ferguson and Veronica Widman joined the Continental Nuke-Proof Factory Racing downhill team. Slavomir Lukazic, the fastest Pole in Enduro, has joined the Yeti Factory Enduro team. Killer move for him after he first turned up on the scene as a privateer a few years ago and absolutely nailed it. Also putting in solid results with Canyon Dainese last year. 18-year-old Emmy Lan, who took the Under-21 EWS title with Norco last year, joins the Forbidden Synthesis team. Style guy Josh Lewis is on Swiss brand Score bikes. Greg Williamson joins Madison Saracen, and Iago Gray joins his now fiancée Ella Connolly on Cannondale. Congrats to those guys. Phew, another heavy week for Team Chat, so something nice and light to close out the news. There are some updates in the Orbea Alma range. 3 new Alma OMX models are available, also equipped with Orbea's in-house wheel brand Oquo, and new colours and graphics are in place across the range. Of course, always customizable through Mayo. That's all from me this week, folks. Let's go back to the shed.
Thank you, Tom. Right, before the news, I asked you about Finn Isles and Loic Bruni. What years were they born? Go on, have a guess. Which one do you think?
93 and 98.
Oh, 93 and 98. Josh?
93 and 97.
94.
Yeah.
Loic. And 99. 99. That Finn Isles is young, man.
He is, isn't he? I won junior national champs that year.
Yeah, God. I was talking about stopping. I was nearly retiring then.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Should have retired after I won national championship.
So, other big news, we've got a new partner to announce, Neil.
Yeah, very
Look
exciting.
at this.
If you're an old school GMBN watcher, you might remember we wore Smith helmets in the early days. We are back on a very cool brand. It's been around since 1965, Smith. Snow goggles, then they moved into motocross. I've had some moto goggles in my time.
Yeah.
Started with their mountain bike helmets, the forefront in 2013. So on our early GMBN days, we rode Smith helmets. We're back on them now. Got the main line, full face, like an enduro style. I've got this coiroid in there. So have you?
Yeah, I've got coiroid right through it, and this is the full front too.
So we're riding helmets and eyewear. Yeah.
Love it.
Good to be back on it. Love it.
Smith, welcome, guys. Fantastic.
Right, this week's sickest thing has to be this insane bit of downhill riding from Antoine Bouffard and Vinny T. I saw it over on the reverse Instagram page and then realized it's the same bit of trail that they were riding last time. Like, that thing's already so steep and slippery, so why are they doing under 2 foot bottom bracket height snow? Like, what if there's a stick or a massive sheet of ice would just take you out, wouldn't it? Like, it was already so gnarly, like, why are they making it more gnarly? Right, that's my sickest thing this week. Time to go back to the shed.
Hex and Bodges, Hex and Bodges,
Yes.
Hex and... Come on,
I
come
haven't
on.
heard singing for a while. It's just as good as it's always been.
Right, Hacks and Bodges this week. We're starting with Marta's balls.
Martyn's golden balls. in fact.
Golden balls. Look at these.
These are made. They're in the Reset Eating book if you want to do them yourself. Cashew nuts, dried apricots, and
Nice.
protein powder. I bet they're really nice.
They're good. That's sort of like a little reaction to our nutrition build last week, I
Stick
think.
some balls in your pocket and away you go for a ride.
Off you go. Next one. Now, this is really tech. He's done a really great job here. This is James, and it's his Diamondback release. So, in his suspension linkage, he was getting loads of muck going in and messing up his bearings.
It's got like an open side to the linkage.
It's strange, but he's had to replace the bearings a couple of times, and he's got fed up with it. So he's fitted this little inner tube
But then
into the gap and then used
clips.
C-clips to secure it, and then he's pressed the bearings back in.
But James lives in
Neat,
Las
isn't it?
Vegas.
Yeah.
How wet's it get in Las Vegas?
I don't know, it's all the dust and muck, I guess.
suppose.
But he's done a great job. It's one of those things that no one would ever know unless you sent it in to Hacks and Bodges on GMBN.
That is a hack. I like
Yeah,
that. If
it's
you're going to
very
make your bearings, because change bearings is just the worst job ever. Who
Yeah.
wants to do that?
Yeah, I've got to do it on all of my wheels on my wheelchair.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare. Lastly, now this one, Neil, I like this. This is from James as well.
Why do you
Different
like this,
James.
Martyn?
I love the light, the original light,
it's
Cannondale
Cannondale,
head
right?
tube. Yeah,
What's
love
that
it.
off though? What bike has that come off?
I'm not sure what that would be off actually, but he's done a lovely job of polishing it. But he got fed up with the light and decided to go polish mad. Look at this. He's polished a whole bar, stem, fork. My God.
Wow.
Hub. There's a lot of time in that.
There's a lot of effort, yeah.
I mean, there's some good Hacks and Bodges. What one are you going to go with this week, Neil?
I
What
like
are we going to
Martyn's
give them?
golden balls.
Really?
They look tasty.
Marta's Golden Balls.
Yeah.
Hacks and Bodges winner. Stunt mug on the way to Marta. Caption contest time. We are going to give away another stunt mug.
Another one. This is Blake looking very normal to me, but Jeff Blyvelt says Blake demonstrates why we always wear our helmets. He does, doesn't he?
He does. Roop Dog says Blake had a bad allergic reaction to Martyn's homemade trail balls.
Did he? Alex Jones says Blake's face after trying one of Rich's special nutty homemade bars. Deary me.
Josh, who are you giving it to? You can award the winner this week.
The last one.
The last one. Well done, Alex Jones. Stunt mug on its way to you. Fantastic. Now, so I don't forget, here is this week's Caption Contest photo. There you go. Give us your caption for that in the comment section down below. You could be winning yourself a GMBN stunt mug. I heard they are indestructible.
I'm not sure they are.
Cannot be broken. Not true. But yeah, give us your comments and your captions, and we'll see how you do next week. Some things we liked this week. Can I start, Neil?
Go on.
Oh, Matthias Dondoy's Flatland rider, looking at his Instagram. Look at this move. This, I just don't even understand how he's doing any of that.
I always thought
brilliant.
flatlanding trials are kind of like
I wish.
same sort of thing.
I guess there's some crossover, but I guess all the sports these days, they've just gone so far.
Yeah.
The skills have got so great. I mean, Mateus is unbelievable.
I like this from Lal Bikes. Basically, it's called the Super Drive.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a rear mech without a jockey cage set in the rear end. We saw this before on there's a Nikolai frame. So the idea is you need a frame that will take this thing on. It won't just fit to any old bike, but it's really clever.
Yeah.
And obviously it's completely out of the way and it's much smaller.
Yeah.
It's kind of in its own little cage.
Yeah, and they're working on their own little derailleur design there so that they can really put that product out as a complete thing. It's very cool.
It's a difficult one to try and take on SRAM Shimano. Just think if they get, I don't know if there's patent involved, but you think if they think it works, they'll jump on it. But it looks good to me.
I do like to see the derailleur packaged away like that. It's very cool. It makes a lot of sense. I like this video from Sam Reynolds, Magic Feeling. So he's riding and the trail's kind of being created in front of him as he goes.
Genius, isn't it?
Little Shimano video. It's quite cool.
To begin with, I wondered if they shot the woods before the trail was there. But it looks to me like it might be,
Yeah, I think it's computer generated.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've actually, but they've done it very well. It's really cool and it's a nice idea. It does make you look at some of the terrain around you and think, well, that'd be amazing, wouldn't it? If a berm would just appear.
Drive along and just want to ride down those hills.
Very cool. Also, something I like this week, Neil.
Yeah.
In the shop, right, there is a combo going on. You're actually wearing it. Did you know? You didn't even know.
Didn't even plan it.
If you match a sweatshirt or a hoodie with a beanie, you get 20% off.
Do you know this is the new beanie? It's like fleecy lined as well.
I want one of them.
Oh, that's well good.
Yeah, it's
toasty.
Nice. It's very cool. Looking trendy today.
Oh, thanks.
So yeah, head over to the shop if you want to get yourself some merch and 20% off for one of those combo deals. Go on, have a go.
We're into the bike vault, but it's not any old bike vault. It's a dirt jump special.
Yes, yeah. Rich wanted a special last week, and we got so many dirt jump bikes. Yeah, I couldn't believe it actually. It's
good to see.
Loads. Yeah. Okay. Start off with Gary's Spank Smoke
in Sandhurst in the UK. It's got horizontal dropouts, and you can run a mech on there if you wanted to as well. So single speed at the moment. One brake, as every dirt jump bike should be.
Now, we've got to be careful, right, because we're going to set a precedent on this first bike. We might have a whole super nice if we go crazy. So let's think, is this a super nice dirt jump bike?
I think that's nice.
It's nice. It's nice.
Ooh, hang on. That's super nice.
This is...
Rowan's 2021 Norco Rampage team in Newcastle, Australia. The Pumpy. Look at the tan wall tyres, Martyn.
Super nice.
It looks really cool, doesn't it?
I tell you what we haven't got is a bell.
Ah.
Let's keep going with the bell. That's definitely a super nice.
It's got a rainbow sparkle paint. Oh, it has, isn't it?
Yeah. Very cool. Very, very cool.
Ah, look, this is a giant, not GT, even Ruckus, 2012-ish. It's when they tried to do the triple triangle, but to me, didn't quite work as well.
They've sort of they've gone hard with the triple triangle.
Single speed with a chain tensioner, because if you haven't got horizontal dropouts, you've got to do that somehow.
Yeah. Nice. Oh, another Norco. This is lovely.
Page 2 in Minto, New Brunswick.
Yeah.
My parents bought this me for an early Christmas present. Amazing.
Quite the present. I'd give that. What are you giving that?
Mate, yeah, super nice. A bike for Christmas is the best thing.
Definitely.
Is this dirt jumper? I would say maybe not, but it's a Kona Honzo ESD hardtail.
Yeah, this is snuck in. Whoever put this bike vault together is an absolute dummy, because this isn't a dirt
Clips
jump
is a surefire giveaway.
I tell you what, we'll give it a nice, but it shouldn't be there. God, I hate that guy who puts that together. Next up, we've got Tom's airdrop fade jump bike, custom made. Well, that's
Bomber,
nice.
Halo, Chaos. That looks good.
Yeah.
Obviously, someone who can do bar spins and tail whips.
Yes, very cool. Next up, look at the colours on this. GT Ruckus, from Callum. Yeah. It doesn't look like a Ruckus.
Was the other one a Ruckus? It was a different frame.
Yeah, is that a Ruckus? I don't know. I'll tell you what I think it is though. Super nice. It's a very cool bike, that one. It's from one actor in New Zealand. Next up, we have got Galax Kona Shonky.
Calgary, Alberta. Manitou Circus Pro Fork, Octane 1 wheels. Spank stem.
Oh, I tell you what I do like about it, Neil. It's got the classic tan wall, tan grips. I like it.
Oh yeah.
Super nice.
Minty as well.
Yeah.
Another GT.
Another GT.
La Bomba.
Yeah.
These were good looking bikes actually.
Yes.
Look at that. Bergtech, Envy. Tyre logos lined up with the Spank logos.
What are you going to give it, Neil? What are you going to give
It's
it?
got front brake, so it puts me off a little bit, but I will let David off. I reckon that's super nice.
I was reluctant because of the front brake. But anyway, next up we've got Alex's DMR Set Pro.
Hereford Skate Park, I know where that is. That's
Yeah.
looks like a good skate park we drive past, concrete.
Yeah, I've been there with my son.
Oh, yeah.
On that one, yeah. Nice. Next one, a DMR Sect again, Kurtz.
In Swinley Forest. Look at that.
That's a lovely shot, isn't it?
Isn't
I
it?
think we should give that super nice just because of the picture. Bit of light pitching out behind the tree. And lastly, in our stacked hardtail dirt jump bike vault, Joshua's 2021 Dartmoor 2.6 player.
Pittsburgh at a Velo Solutions pump track. That looks like a fun day, isn't it?
Yeah, that looks like a fun day, doesn't it? That looks really, really cool.
Ah, it's finished with super nice. Good looking bike.
Fantastic bike vault this week. Neil, would you like a themed bike vault next week? Something you'd like to see? Or should we just have a big collection?
Why don't we have free ride bikes? We never, I don't mean proper free ride bikes.
Really? Are we going to see one of those? If you've got a free ride bike, hey.
Because I keep banging on about my, my cheap Ute-proof, single speed, kind of a free ride downhill bike, Let's see them.
Let's see if you've got one. Put it into the bike vault, upload us down below. If you haven't got one, just send us what bike you're riding. It might get super nice, and I've heard that feels good. That's what I've heard.
Yep.
Okay, what we got coming up on the channel this week? Right, this week we've got some great stuff, and I've seen a few clips of this. The Super Mullet video looks so good.
Blake going nuts,
Loved
building
it,
bikes,
yeah.
but also go nuts on the bikes. It's very good, actually.
He had a good time on that one. It's definitely worth watching.
Sunday is Rich on the Strathbuffer. We promised this last week, but there was a few teething issues with the edit, so it's coming this Sunday. It's a brilliant video. I've seen it. Rich riding one of the hardest 24-hour races in the world in Scotland.
Yeah, it must be good because he's going to do another one in Arizona.
Yes.
Blimey,
That
loves
sounds
thing.
better than Scotland, if I'm
Loves
honest.
that thing. Yeah. So some great videos, got tons of stuff, video every day on GMBN. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel and make sure you give this video a like because that means more people will see it who love mountain biking. I tell you one thing I want to mention before we go today, Neil.
Yeah.
The Global Bike Festival is,
Yes.
I'm getting close now and I'm getting really excited about it.
Tickets on sale, 15th till 18th of June in Saalbach in Austria. It's the same weekend as the World Cup going on in Leogang, just over the hill. And actually, the Enduro World Cup race comes over in Saalbach on the first day of the festival, so go and watch that. We're going to have the race on the big screen. We're going to have the clubhouse with all us guys hanging out after the rides. It's going to be a great time.
It is going to be fantastic. And I was at Bike Park Wales the other day and met a couple of people who were coming.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they are so mega excited. So definitely check that out if you want to get yourself some tickets. Can't wait for that. Right, Neil, we're done for this week. It's all over.
All right.
I think we worked out when we should have stopped.
Did we?
A long time before we did. I'm really looking forward to hearing what you guys think about that. Make sure you get involved in the comments down below. But for now, it's goodbye from us from the Dirt Shed Show, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah.